Shalom and good evening. I'm Jonathan Hessen, and this is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. Jerusalem appoints Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir as the new IDF Chief of General Staff. Hamas refuses to accept the so-called Witkoff proposal for an extension of the Phase 1 of the ceasefire outline. Israel rejects Egypt's proposed deal for the day after the war in the Gaza Strip. The Israel Defense Force have a new commander-in-chief, the 24th Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir. In a change of command ceremony at the IDF headquarters in Tel Aviv, outgoing Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi, took responsibility for the military's failure to protect the citizens of southern Israel on October 7, 2023, citing this major catastrophe as the reason for his decision to relinquish his post.
כשהמדינה שאתה כל כך אוהב נתונה בסכנה, אין מקום שאתה רוצה להיות בו יותר מזה שהייתי בו אני, להוביל ולהשפיע. הייתי מעדיף למנוע. הייתי מעדיף כמובן שדבר מזה לא היה קורה. זאת המשמרת שלי, ומה שקרה הוא באחריותי, ואני נושא ואשא בה תמיד. בשם האחריות, אני מסיים גם את תפקידי.
While the failure to prevent Hamas's atrocities will regrettably taint General Halevi's legacy as IDF Chief of General Staff, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asserted that he will nevertheless be credited with the IDF's undisputed successes that followed October 7th.
לא נשברנו, התאוששנו, הגדרנו משימות לכוחות הסדיר והמילואים, וצה"ל תחת פיקודך חיסל עשרות אלפי מחבלים, ריסק אין ספור תשתיות טרור, נפרע מרבי המרצחים. מגיע הריגה בעוטף עזה, הגענו לפסגה הרמה של כתר החרמון, שבה ביקרת, אם אינני טועה, אתמול, ולא פעם ראשונה כמובן. כפי שהבטחתי שנעשה, שינינו את פני המזרח התיכון, וההמשך בו יבוא. תוך כדי כך החזרנו הביתה 196 חטופים וחטופות, חיים וחללים, וגם בנושא זה ההמשך יבוא. אנחנו מחויבים להחזיר את כולם.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu continued by addressing incoming IDF Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, underscoring that his performance will heavily impact not only Israel's citizens and the state of security, but also generations to come.
אייל, לא רק דרגות חדשות הונחו היום על כתפיך, כרמטכ"ל ה-24, אלא גם אחריות כבדה מאוד. אנחנו נמצאים בעיצומה של מערכה ארוכה, מלחמת התקומה שמתנהלת בשבע חזיתות, ולתוצאות שלה, לתוצאות הללו, תהיה משמעות לדורות. מנוי וגמור איתנו להשיג את יעדי המלחמה במלואם, חיסול היכולת הצבאיות והשלטוניות של החמאס, השבת כל חטופינו, סיכול של כל איום עתידי מעזה לישראל, והחזרת תושבינו בגזרות העימות בבטחה לבתיהם. אל מול השלוחות הטרור של איראן, שחרטו על דגלן, כמו איראן עצמה, את השמדתנו, אנחנו נחושים להשיג הכרעה וניצחון. אייל, בשנים הקרובות תעמוד בראש המטה הכללי של צה"ל. אתה תוביל בתנופה את המפקדים ואת החיילים המעולים שלנו, לעמידה באתגרים שעוד נכונו לנו. התקפיות, מחץ, התמדה, תחושת מסוגלות, רוח של צדקת הדרך, אלה הם יסודות עשייתנו להבטחת נצח ישראל.
Incoming IDF Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, made a lengthy address, beginning by focusing on IDF forces, referring to them as his warrior brothers.
משרתי ומשרתות צה"ל, אחיי הלוחמים. משורותיכם צמחתי ולשורותיכם אני חוזר. אליכם הטנקיסטים שבצריחי השריון, אל לוחמי הסיירות, החי"ר, ההנדסה והדחפורים שבסמטאות, אל עמדות התותחנים, התצפיתניות בגבולות, לטייסינו שבשמיים ולחובלנו בים. אתם, הלוחמים, בסדיר, בקבע ובמילואים, על כתפיכם מוטל עיקר המסע. אתם אינכם ראש החץ הציוני ומגני העם היהודי.
General Zamir concluded his remarks by underscoring he will fulfill the task for which he was appointed, leading the Jewish state to triumph.
לא נסלח ולא נשכח. זוהי מלחמת קיום. נמשיך במערכה להחזרת חטופינו ולהכרעה. המשימה שמוטלת עליי מהיום היא ברורה. להוביל את צה"ל לניצחון. ככתוב בספר תהילים, ירדוף אויביי ואשיגם, ולא אשוב עד כלותם.
Meanwhile in Jerusalem, Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar stressed that in order to reach an agreement on Phase 2 of the initial proposed outline, Hamas must accept the American proposal to extend Phase 1 of the deal.
We are ready to continue to Phase 2. We will come with our positions, which are probably different from the positions of Hamas. But in order to extend the time, the framework, we need an agreement to release more hostages.
It is important to note that yesterday, the mediators, including Qatar and Egypt, reported to Israel that Hamas refused to show any flexibility or to discuss the proposal made by U.S. Special Envoy to the Mideast, Steve Witkoff, for a temporary ceasefire over the course of Ramadan and Passover. They reported that Hamas is insisting on the implementation of the second stage of the deal, and that the Palestinian terror group has accused Israel of violating the agreement. Nevertheless, Hamas's allegations are merely a scheme of disinformation, since the context of the second phase has yet to be negotiated.
We don't have an agreement on Phase 2. We demand total demilitarization of Gaza Strip, Hamas and Islamic Jihad out, and give us our hostages. If they agree to that, we can implement tomorrow. We will only have to then discuss the ratio for the terrorists that want to get out from our jails. Okay? It was not agreed in the agreement. It was left to be agreed on Phase 2. There is no shelf agreement on Phase 2. There's nothing in it.
Jerusalem's top diplomat continued by stressing that Israel is willing to negotiate on Phase 2. However, it has one non-negotiable condition.
Since there is no shelf agreement on Phase 2, we said we are ready to negotiate on Phase 2, and in the meantime, we are ready to extend the framework of the temporary ceasefire. But we have only one condition: our hostages. We want to release hostages. If it is not agreed, so it is not agreed.
Foreign Minister Saar further addressed the halt in deliveries of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip, stressing that Israel has no obligation to deliver aid to its enemy, which is actively seizing control of the incoming aid, selling it to the Gazan population, and then using the income to finance its war against Israel.
Aid that goes to Hamas is not humanitarian. As I emphasized, it's a tool, it's a vehicle, it's a mean to continue the war against Israel. It's part today, the major part of Hamas incomes in Gaza Strip. And as President Biden said in the past, if that will be the circumstances, we will have to stop it. I don't know of any other country in the world that is being asked to finance the war against itself.
The Israeli foreign minister went on to declare that the first phase of the deal concluded this past Saturday, and therefore Israel is not bound by any presumed commitments.
As long as we had the commitment during the first phase of the framework to release our hostages, we did it in that framework. Last day was Saturday. We implemented that fully. We don't have any commitment now to finance terror against ourselves.
The remarks by Jerusalem's top diplomat were made while leaders of the Arab League conducted a one-day extraordinary summit in Egypt's new administrative capital in the Cairo region. During the summit, Egypt essentially promoted the reconstruction of the terror-ridden enclave, while the Gazan population remains in shelters, further proposing that a group of Palestinian technocrats temporarily take over the Gaza Strip until the Palestinian Authority proves itself capable of recapturing the devastated territory.
فإننا نشيد بالخطة المصرية الفلسطينية العربية لإعادة إعمار قطاع غزة بوجود الفلسطينيين على أرض وطنهم دون تهجير، وندعو الرئيس دونالد ترامب إلى دعم جهود الإعمار على هذا الأساس وليس على أي أساس آخر.
Following the summit's conclusion, the Israeli Foreign Ministry announced that the statement issued at the emergency summit of the Extraordinary Arab Summit fails to address the realities of the situation following October 7, 2023, remaining rooted in outdated perspectives. Notably, Hamas's brutal terrorist attack, which resulted in thousands of Israeli deaths and hundreds of kidnappings, is not mentioned, nor is there any condemnation of this murderous terrorist entity, despite its well-known documented atrocities and the threat it poses to Israel and the region. The statement continues to rely on the Palestinian Authority and UNRWA. Both have repeatedly demonstrated corruption, support for terrorism, and the failure in resolving the issue. Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. I'm Jonathan Hessen, wishing you an Erev Tov, keep praying for the peace of Jerusalem, and we will see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom from Jerusalem.